So now I have mentioned like what is a subtask I have explained and how to create a user story. So these things you need to enter, right? I mentioned. For example, if it is a bug, if you're creating a defect, these stories should be there. One bug should have a description. And it should have the steps to reproduce. That means, see, the developers should understand, right? What are the steps they used to create the defect? So there should be steps to reproduce.
Okay.
Next, screenshots should be available. If there are screenshots, then only like they can debug, then only like they can go and check, right, where the issue is.
Yeah.
Then the test data. For example, for testing some data they would have used. What is the test data? And if your defect is associated with any user story, then that should be tagged. That I told you, right? One user story should be tagged with another defect. I told, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one question they will ask, whether you will provide estimation for the defects or not. No. Always remember, a defect is not going to add any value. Always the defect should be completed within the story itself. I will give you a situation. You are having one user story, and at the 7th day of the sprint, the tester is finding a defect. In that case, he or she will tag that defect to the user story, and you cannot close that story unless you are fixing that defect. So now the developer will be working on the defect, and then he will ensure that the defect is getting fixed, and then only you can close that story. So always remember, if there is any defect, we cannot close any user story. This is one important definition of done criteria. You remember I told before also, there should not be any open defects. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
this is clear, right?
Yeah.
Now